No, right.
By the right?
Holy crap. So the students use their understanding of how the eye works and understanding of art elements and created black and white photography for about, about a week and a half. We took, some of these are experiments with their
really good.
elements, and then some of them are latter works that were self-portraits. So they have brief description on how the art elements were used in analyzing how that affects the overall effect of the composition as well as potential meaning for their viewer.
Wow,
Shots are
you
great.
guys, this is cool.
So, yeah, there's some pretty amazing.
Look at this.
I love this one. There's like, they
Whoa.
really
Look at
got
the
it.
eye.
You know what's really cool? I mean, you spend so much time reading their works, and then when you see how they're understanding visually, it's so quick, and it's a nice way to get to know who they are.
Did I mention my laptops are
What
hanging
they're
from the
getting.
ceiling?
You were sitting there, and I was like, it would have been so cool if this was plexiglass, just to keep with the same theme.
Let's see if we can get acrylic for that.
Cool
too.
equals expensive.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be great.
This is expensive.
So
But,
it's a
Yeah.
but you can always
know.
reuse it.
I can always get thicker and thicker and more expensive and totally unnecessarily expensive
That's right.
plexiglass.
That's right. But now we've learned a little lesson about budget, huh?
No.
No, we spent the whole
Lessons
thing.
are
There's
never
no
lessons.
Right,
lessons.
no lesson there. We don't have room for lessons. We spent too much.
These,
Wow.
this girl here has got a pretty amazing. I've just made her the main documentarian of our students now.
Wow, look at that.
So they had to use reflection in one of them.
the light.
We're looking at light and perspective, texture. I love how this one throws you because it's the
Which
face
is
is more
which?
clear in the reflection than it is.
You know what?
You know, because it's overexposed.
These kids, like, this speaks so much more highly of the kids than I would.
Hey, I got the camera on, okay?
I love them.
Okay, let me see.
Love them.
Where's the sample? God, look at that.
This is one of my personal favorites up here.
Yeah. Look on his face.
Who is that? The kid who took?
No, he was up at Balboa Park and this kid was just trailing him around and he started taking pictures of him. This is him too.
So how did you what did you do to go about this whole project? Did you tell them we need you to get black and white film? Did you go digital? How did you do it?
Well, I fielded what the kids had. They have film cameras or digital cameras. We went with digital because of the processing of it. I could put these on a printer, which
Right.
took a lot more time than I thought it was going to take, but it still was something that we could control. And it's quicker so they can see what they've created.
This is on a printer that you printed
Yeah,
these out?
it's a
Large format?
large format inkjet printer. It's like 8 cartridges of color. And I did a series of drawing exercises with them first. The whole idea was just to fine tune their eye, just that it's just visual literacy essentially. So we started with drawings, and then I set up the whole room with like these stacks of chairs, and started playing with lighting. So we had the light on, and we're like zooming into different areas. They were drawing it, the whole day of drawing, and then we turned off the lights. We looked at how you see shadows cast on the ground. Like you can start changing the shadows by contriving light versus natural light. And then the next day, they brought all their cameras, and we started shooting differently, just inside of the classroom for about an hour in different ways. And then we went outside and just played around. And every day, I just kept giving them different elements to play with. And then they'd go home and shoot, 50 pictures and come back and show me their top 10, and we'd critique in groups. I started
So, and that's so important.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
through that.
The critique process was really where it was at, and you could tell the difference. The ones that were prepared and did a number of critiques, their work is so much, is so much more clear and interesting, and their eyes just more developed because they've taken more film. And the ones that came to me last minute, I was like, okay, go back out,
Yeah.
You just had to crunch it.
How did you do the critique? Like were other students critiquing each other?
Well, first of all, I modeled for them, so we spent a good portion of the day showing photographs, and I critiqued them. I told them I was going to be really hardcore, and then I was like, wow, that's great. Look at the line. It's like, oh no, it's going to be hard on you. Why'd you do this to me? So then we broke off into groups, and I did 3 at a time, and then they started critiquing, kind of organically.
Right.
But then I just kept them going.
Sweet.
So it was a good process. It was compact, but I liked their work. I'm pretty.
I thought he was going to crop this one.
Well, we decided not to. I like the texture in here. I like what you said, but somehow it just seemed like it was cut off. But we decided we'd make one
And
just
see
for
the
you.
depth,
It's
the depth of
cropped.
field on that is just, that's awesome.
It might be neat to see the two.
Wow.
I like the one above it because it looks like liquid, and the
What is it?
tools look like they're just tools right on a
Piece of metal.
yeah.
Huh. Wow.
It's supposed to show his masculinity. Isn't that cute?
Oh.
They're also supposed to have include an element of reflection, since we've been studying reflection in class.
Yeah, this is Rob's
So a
big
lot of them
push.
have them. What do you mean? The
And with the
abstracts?
writing.
The reflection, what
Oh,
their
dude,
thinking
you can't
was.
have it
Right.
without it.
Oh,
What is their
absolutely.
thinking
It just
around
doesn't work
this?
with
Right.
Like, yeah, you see an image, but what you see, like, you want to hear what they wanted to deliver.
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
Yeah, the idea after this, I want them to write a reflective essay that talks more at length about their process and then their product and how it worked. You know, does it get at what you were trying to? And we also had to change sort of halfway through because I wanted a trilogy of self-portraits. That was the aim, but somehow their experimentations with the elements were more powerful. Then they suddenly had to go to self-portrait. They became like, oh, I play soccer. Here's a soccer ball. It's like, no, you
Too
just
contrived,
lost the
yeah.
whole week's worth
Yeah.
of work.
Too contrived.
So I had to push that further. Like, okay, how you photograph. You know, even if it is a soccer ball, could you throw it in the air? Could you have some other element of motion rather than having it that concrete?
Graphic imagery, it's so.
Yeah. Digital, I think, helped. It's like
I think digital was the right way to go because they could see their own images.
Yeah.
They could.
It's quicker turnaround.
But
There's
I
no
think
way
the
you
ability to
can-
work the process as they had a camera in their hand, the ability to take pictures, like you saw them taking pictures and being like, I don't know about that one.
Right.
And then being like, all right, let me try it again, let me try it again, let me try it again. I
Yeah.
want exactly what I want. This isn't in focus, this isn't right, the lighting isn't right. Let me try this angle.
You know what was really cool when we flipped off the lights and had them play around? They suddenly started like, okay, I'm gonna jump off the desk and like I want you to catch it midair, and they were playing around with each other.
Right.
And then they were shining lights on each other.
Wow.
So it was neat to see the kind of teamwork that just happened organically. I didn't say now get into groups and play
Right,
around
right,
with each
right.
other.
This is one of our students.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
Yeah, I didn't know you had his sister, because we have Robert and Lindsay.
So this is an example. We talked about soft fall off of light and then hard fall off. So you've got this, real contrast here, but then the softness.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Very
this light.
cool. That's really cool.
It's one of the best things she's done all year.
That's amazing.
I like this
That's really cool.
one. Kathleen's really interesting.
No, she's great. She's great. I think she makes a lot of sense when you meet her dad.
I still have the camera on.
Her dad's great.
So is she.
Yeah, they're both great. Her dad is such a zany character. He's awesome.
There's Kevin's sis.
Oh, these two go together now in different rooms.
That's another one that's really fun to do. Make them do diptychs and triptychs.
Right?
Working as different people, and they have to trade the camera.
Ah.
That was really fun.
Huh. This is what I meant by like them playing around. This
Look at
guy's at the
that.
bottom of the stairs just I love
I've seen that kid a million times.
He's so expressive. His photographs were awesome. They were all at the beach mostly and
How did you guys,
jumping off sand.
what'd you use to click on this?
I got wire.
What are those, what is that?
Those are clips
Clips?
a la
Just like
Steve
little
Smith.
clips, Just like standard photography, or like campaign, like you get them in.
Everybody
Stop talking.
Yeah.
I'm trying, but it's not working.
it's fine.
There's wire.
I got wire, that's cool.
Yeah. Those little clips are
And
very cool.
thumbtacks.
Yeah, that was
That
nice.
go all the way
that
through.
kills me. This is so spectacular. I want to stay like this, it's just so.
A day of instruction.
I think the next thing to do is though, like, okay, you have a gallery here, a gallery there, it has to have.
Now, Froze, what you gotta do? You have to make this thing, and you put it on a cable system over
So
here,
they're all-
and then it goes up when you're not using it, and it goes down.
Oh, dude, that's a
That'd be
great
cool. You could
idea.
actually
Pulleys,
use them
when we
on
used to, when we do
You pulley it up,
Yeah.
and then you just leave it, and whenever you want it, you just,
I'll talk to the contractor if he wants to. Well, I wanna put some space in here that is really modular and usable for displaying stuff like this. And if it's media arts, we have to have a place to display multimedia
Yeah.
like that. Like
Right.
scrolling with the battery thing there. Battery thing really makes it.
that's
Yeah.
the authenticness of it.
They show us
So
the
awesome,
chairs.
dude.
Yeah. I wish they were still playing. A lot of them, they're not playing anymore. They were on CD. So the kids organized all of the display. I didn't
You know
even
what's
touch
so
it.
great about this is it's like an illusion. I mean, really.
That's what I
And
was
just
saying. That was the
perfect.
whole point, was to have the illusion of. That's why I made them put all the phone cord one direction.
Right.
So that you have like effectively, like how many pieces of foam core? There's 11. So you have effectively 88 feet of wall space that appears to be 0
Yeah.
because you can't see
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So it's like, I mean, it's not quite an illusion, but it still has that aura of like illusion. It's still playing with your perception, it's still playing with your eye. And same thing here, like when you really walked in here, after being in that bright white hallway,
Right.
you walked in here and for a moment, you really could, like these first 3 laptops greeted you, and this one was flipped. And so these 3 laptops greeted you, and you really it looked like they were floating, you know? You couldn't quite tell.
Right.
So, yeah, there was a lot of like, the installation itself was an illusion.
And see, the one main thing for me,